Well, for some good news, we recently got a new insane COPO Camaro. But for the bad news, despite seeing the backlash Ford got with their Mach-E stunt, there's also word that the Camaro will be killed off and turned into an EV sedan.
Please call the number on your screen and join the BC SPCA with a monthly gift right now. Call or join online in the next 30 minutes and you'll receive this welcome kit. Please call right now.
Today, I'm covering everything on this wild Camaro, along with the new but very loose rumors about an EV sedan replacement and why I've got such a problem with the rumors. Let's get into it. For this video, I'm starting with everything on the COPO Camaro, but if you're only interested in the EV sedan news, or lack of as a little foreshadowing, I'll add a time you can skip to, but these new COPOs are pretty badass. Because I think the sedan replacement has barely any evidence, and I talk a lot more about why I've got a problem with it later on, I didn't want to make a video for that on its own because 1, it would have been pretty short, and 2, I didn't want to make some clickbait video about some really loose rumor that's only based on an idea some guy had. Anyway, on to the 2022 COPO Camaro news. It'll come with 3 different engines. First is a 470 horsepower 7-liter small block V8. Next is a 580 horsepower supercharged small block V8. And for the third engine, they've got a 9.4 liter big block.
Damn.
The horsepower for this thing, which is actually the biggest V8 to ever be put in a factory Camaro, isn't confirmed yet from what I saw. They offer crate engines this same size between 621 and 727 horsepower, but some say the Camaro order form showed an NHRA rating of 430. A lot of people call BS on that. I kinda don't think it'll have that little horsepower, but some say they're choking up the engine a little to meet certain regulations or to keep it in a certain class. Every engine is bolted to an ATI Racing Products TH400 3-speed automatic transmission, which sends all the power to the rear wheels. These COPOs will also all come with carbon fiber hoods and wheelie bars with an optional trunk-mounted weight box and parachute. The 572s start a little over 105 grand. Next is the 7-liter engine at a little over 117, and most expensive is the supercharged 5.7 liter at $130,000. So price-wise, buying these cars isn't really for the ordinary Camaro fan unless you're good friends with some rich people.
I am once again asking for your financial support.
The COPO name stands for Central Office Production Order, which in the 60s let dealerships order stuff with non-standard features and colors. It was mostly meant for specialty business vehicles, but gearheads ended up using it to order cars specifically for drag racing. Chevy ended up bringing the name back in 2012, and they've been pumping out drag racing machines every year since. Because these cars are purpose-built for racing, they're sold as Chevrolet performance parts and they can't be registered for normal road use. Normally, the production of these is restricted each year to 69 cars to copy the number of cars made in 1969. Then, people's names were drawn for a lottery to be chosen to buy a car. For these 2022s, however, the production will be unrestricted and it'll be kept on a simple first-come, first-served basis starting later this year. Apparently, a lot of people think this will be one of the last few hurrahs for the Camaro before it's ended. My first thought was that taking off the production restriction seems like a good way to squeeze every last sale out of the 6th-gen Camaros before they end up replacing it or ending it. I don't even mean that in a bad way. I love the sound of ICEs, so I wish we could keep them around, and even if they change the power, they definitely don't have to turn it into a 4-door, and I'll never really support that. But if they are going to change what the Camaro is that much, then I think it's awesome to sell as many as they can before the change, no matter if they come in the form of a drag racer or just a normal SS. As far as the replacement news goes, word going around is that the Camaro will be killed off in 2024 and replaced by a 2025 all-electric performance sedan. It's said they may have teased the new sedan as a silhouette during the EV Week presentation, and Chevy announced that starting by putting $35 billion into EV development through 2025, they want to be fully electric by 2035. The car would most likely come with the Ultium battery platform, which is good for up to 1,000 horsepower in the GMC Hummer EV. And last year, the Camaro's chief engineer was reassigned to the electric car team. With Chevy ending the Alpha platform soon, there hasn't been any word on them using the new platform for the next Camaro. The whole background to this now widespread rumor really gets to me though, not in a good way. It kinda bugs me. It even gave me an idea for a video about the thing so wrong with Auto Magazine, so let me know if you want to see that, cause I'd still make it.
Expose him! Expose him!
The rumor really only started because a website called Automotive News posted an article about the idea. Most other articles, even the ones from big sites like Motor Trend, Car and Driver, or GM Authority, cite Automotive News as the only source for the information. Only one website, The Drive, gave some small explanation of how Automotive News even came up with all this. The article from The Drive said on Automotive News' article, there was one line that said, the Camaro could even be replaced by a performance EV sedan in 2024. Now, I don't know, maybe all these websites somehow know this is a strongly backed theory and they have solid evidence that, for whatever reason, wasn't shared. But this sure as hell smells like bullshit to me. The rest of their article could be concrete and accurate, but the fact that every other major car news website went so crazy and spread this rumor so fast with barely any evidence behind it really shows the problem these companies have with clickbait, which is exactly why I didn't want to make a video solely dedicated to this. I'll totally own up to this. Sometimes I edit cars and thumbnails that look like whatever I'm going to talk about, even if it's not real. But I keep my titles and the thumbnail words legit, and I won't go making videos spreading a rumor like this when there's no evidence or witnesses just because some author for a weird subscription site said it might happen without real evidence. I know all these sites just do it for clicks, and there are times rumors get around and they end up being correct because they're from insider sources. But these websites that cited Automotive News as a source for this shouldn't even call themselves news sites if they're going to spread rumors that are this flimsy.
If you know how I feel, why would you say that? Like, you put me in such an uncomfortable situation. Like, you know I'm not happy. You know I'm trying.
Anyway, back to the Camaro news after that small rant. When the chief engineer for the C8 Corvette was on the Jay Leno show, I clearly remember him saying how the Corvette's not going to become some crossover. I love that it showed Chevy values these types of names, and they'll keep some things and what they represent sacred. But now there's these rumors of them turning the Camaro into a sedan, and others slightly stronger, keyword being slightly. Rumors have gone around that they want to turn the Corvette into more of a separate lineup than just a car. Personally, I think I'd absolutely hate that, and people also say they have a Corvette crossover in the works, which was briefly teased behind a bunch of other upcoming cars, although that too was never confirmed at all. Kind of worryingly though, they even recently posted an old 4-seater Corvette concept not shown before that would have been for the C2s.
I don't like where this is going.
It might just be a cool look back at history, but it honestly scares me with everything else going on. It's almost like they're trying to ease us into the idea of it happening. Keep in mind, nothing's confirmed yet, and there's not enough evidence to make any of these ideas even probable. So far, Chevy hasn't done anything seriously bad to either the Corvette or the Camaro name, so I'm still a fan of what they're doing, and we're even going to see the C8 Z06 this fall. I just hope they don't pull a Ford and start a bunch of BS with something that could have been a nice, respectable car if they just didn't use a meaningful name on it. Let me know what you guys think of all this. Has anyone else noticed the BS from car news websites and magazines, or is it just me, and what do you think about the Camaro's direction and the EV sedan rumors? Like I said, if they're kind of forced to change to EV because of the times, then that's understandable, even though it sucks to lose such a great sound. But I can't support them turning the Camaro into a sedan at all, because especially after having the 5th and 6th generations so recently, that name does not go on a sedan. For anyone new to the channel, I upload American car news and content like this every week. If you've got questions or requests, send me a message on Instagram or leave a comment below. As always, thank you guys all very much for watching, especially through that mini rant today. I genuinely appreciate every single one of you. I'll see you all next week. Have a great day.